Ask yourself the question, have you ever wanted to travel back into history and see how former people used to live? You might not believe it, but today's your lucky day. We are gonna take you back to 1914 and show you how a Belgian farm used to look like back then. The former inhabitants of this place were Mr. Octave and his wife. They were a very religious Belgian farming couple. But besides farming, Mr. Octave also had a hobby, pigeon milking, and he was very good at it. In 1950, he won the second place at the Championship of Brussels. Let me take you inside of their time capsule and show you how they used to live.
So welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm really excited to explore a place like this because there is so much decay and value inside of this place. There's so much history left behind, and I'm really excited to document it. I hear you thinking, what happened to Octave and his wife? So in the year 2009, this place got abandoned. At that point in time, Mr. Octave was 82 years old and he passed away of just normal old age, I would say. He had a beautiful life over here, and he lived the last years of his life alone in this place without his wife. His wife died way earlier than him. When she was 64 years old, she died of terminal cancer. For almost 20 years, Mr. Octave lived in this place alone. And he had nobody anymore. He had no children. Maybe he had a little bit of family left who visited him from time to time. So he had to run this farm alone. And he got much value out of the community of pigeon breeding, pigeon keeping. And if the people who don't know what pigeon keeping is, it's a really popular Belgian sport where you keep pigeons and you test how far they can fly in a short amount of time. It's really interesting. So he got much value out of that, out of the community of pigeon breeding. And I'm going to show you more about his hobby and about his home in the video right now. I'm going to start off the exploration here outside. As you can see, this was the farm. It's now completely overgrown. And here's the entrance where we should go into the farm and see what's left behind. Gotta be a bit careful because the place is quite unstable. It's untouched for years right now. And some sort of a motor down here. Maybe to hoist up some things. Not 100% sure about that. But I think here to the right, this is where he made his money. These are the barns. Where he was a cow farmer, and his main occupation was cow farming. So he had a lot of cows in here. In Belgium, it was very typical for farmers to have only such a small barn for around 20 to 30 cows. More you don't need to stay alive, so they didn't do more than that. They just had 20 to 30 cows. Maybe some other occupations, side occupations like wheat farming and grain farming, stuff like that. But as you can see, he had only like 20 cows. We have this tin bucket over here, probably to store some grains for the cows or to feed them. And every little stall here is for one cow. At the back of the barn, there's also like an outside area. Here he had like his wagon, a very small wagon. Mr. Octave was a very small farmer, and this one he used to go to the field with. I'm not gonna go any further here because see over there, it's pretty wet today. And as you can see, the only thing I'm wearing is my sneakers, so it's not so smart to go through that right now. The whole roof has collapsed here from the barn. Oh my gosh. Let's go back inside and show you his home where he lived, because that's way more interesting. So this is where you enter the home of Octave. He had like this rainbow colored entrance strips where you walk through. Let's go in there. And the first thing we see is the room that I did the story in. This is probably the room where they sat the most. This acted as their kitchen, their dining room, all together. These farmers, they were pretty simple, as you say it. They didn't need a lot in life. They were happy with the small things. And yeah, we can see what they left behind over here. This amazing little dining slash kitchen area. Let's now go through the room and show you what's left in here, because it is a lot. You can see the plants that Mr. Octave had are still here. Oh, they're just brown. They haven't seen water in a long time. Some pots up on this shelf. I really like the spider webs on the window over there. Look at that. That just shows that this place is a time capsule. Oh my gosh. We have the dining table over here. But the roof has come down on it, so there's a lot of debris on the dining table, as you can see. Some coffee pots. This is a pot from pigeons, from pigeon farming, but I'm not 100% sure what it was for. Strange. Also have a hat here on the table from Mr. Octave. And I think this piece came down from the attic over here. Then we have a cabinet filled with food over here. Coffee. And yeah, a lot of coffee in there. I see a lot of coffee. Some nuts down here. Wow, what's up here? Quite curious to see. Not really much. But then we have this exhauster with this Liège stove next to it and still some coal left. This is just such a beautiful setup. So I imagine Mr. Octave sitting there by his coal stove, making some food, probably reading something, I don't know. But just the thought of it is amazing. These buckets are still filled with coal. Wow. The chair of Mr. Octave where I just sat. And there you have some pots and pans to cook with on this Liège stove. This is such a beautiful piece. There's a tea kettle left behind on top of it. I also really like the design on it. We have another little cabinet over here. Here he kept some things from the animals, I see. Wow. Fake plants. A little cabinet filled with papers. Let's see if we can find something interesting. Let's open it up. Whoa, this is an invitation to a car show. It's only like 500 franc cash korting. So this means that he gets 500 francs cash back of the old Belgian currency. That's not much, but it's for this Opel car, I think. Wow. Then we have this drawer over here, this cabinet. Some cakes. Probably the last beers that Mr. Octave drank. This place is so untouched. And look at this, this is a wedding picture of them. So we didn't see that much cooking equipment in the room that we were just in. But over here they had a little extension of that kitchen, as you can see. So they had a practical small gas furnace. They had a sink over there. Yeah, it's just amazing to see how these people lived. So simple, so down to earth. Nowadays we need all the most fancy equipment. But back then people were happy with the small things. Oh my gosh. I also really like the wallpaper. Some pots and pans hanging here. What's this device? I have no clue what this is. Looks like a vacuum or something, or a pump. Yes, it's a pump, because there's like this hose attached to it, or was attached to it. Over here in the corner we have the jackets of Mr. Octave. They're pretty dirty. It seems more like they're moldy than dirty. Look over here. The whole floor collapsed. Everything came down. There's this beam, this iron beam, just hanging there. Oh my gosh, this was their basement. Probably where I stored some food. Here in the back over there, you can see there they had some drinks, but I'm not gonna go in here because it's too dangerous and it's flooded. Let's go to the main living area. I suppose that over here, that would be the attic. Oh, look at the roof. My gosh, 10 years of abandonment and this place looks like this. Isn't that fantastic? Look at the wooden cloth over here on the ground. Wow, this is how farmers used to go to the field in the earlier days. This is really like a time capsule. Oh my gosh. Pretty small doorways. It's actually quite a big room. Oh, we have the dining table over here. Still made up with the cloth and everything. So when Mr. Octave had some guests over, they would probably sit here, have some coffee together. Feel the memories of this place. Wow. There's still some flowers on the table, but these are fake ones, unfortunately. Oh, there are a lot of pictures here on the wall. You can see the different stages of marriage. This might probably have been his parents. I think so. These look like really old pictures. Or was this Octave? And yeah, it probably might have been Octave because he was 82 years old when he died, 2009. So yeah, this might have been Octave. Wow. Then we have a picture of their wedding with the whole family in front of the house. I just love it. This is the outside of their house. Little stove down here with the face on top. It's a gas stove. See what's in the cabinet over here. Not much, not much. Little rabbit, a little bull. You can see this little painting or this little certificate up here. It says second place in the championship in Paris of pigeon breeding. So Mr. Octave, he was a pretty famous pigeon breeder over here in Belgium. This certificate is from 1950. So he had it up here for almost 60 years. That's how proud Mr. Octave was of this achievement. Diploma pigeon breeding. Wow. These are really nice cakes. Jules de Stropper. Empty. Oh, this is his medicine. Probably had some, yeah, when you get older in life, most people take medicine, so that's very normal. Not much in here. And then here to the side, we have the clothes, the costume of Mr. Octave, and another one. So when he came into the house, this was his main front door. He hanged it up over here. We don't see those anymore in Belgian houses, but they were very common, these coat hangers at the entrance of the house. Wow. And over here we got another room. This was a bedroom. I reckon this was. Say it again, this was a bedroom. As you can see, this place is just completely collapsed. This is where I was just standing down there. This was the basement, and now we have nothing anymore. Like I always say, It's just crazy to see how places deteriorate when people die. Just how fast you're forgotten. And I love what I do because I give these places a second chance. I can tell a story of these people. I can show how these people lived. So they're not forgotten, they are forever on the internet. Wow. Now I'm gonna look in the main bedroom. Typically designed Belgian bed. And I really like this pink blanket on it. Still made bed of Mr. Octave. And yet another bed over here. I'm not sure why there were two beds in here. Oh, just knocked something down. I will place it back later. Wow. Another stove in here. And two little chairs to sit on. Oh, this is a beautiful picture of this lady. Wow. And then they have the cross hanging here in the room. This was quite an interesting place. I really loved how everything was left behind. Mr. Octave, his life. I hope you enjoyed this little documentary of his life. And you got a little bit of a perspective of how people lived here in Belgium in the older days. So with that all being said, guys, I want to thank you very much for watching this week's video. Please like, subscribe and comment. Hit that little bell notification button to keep up to date when I upload new videos. And with that all being said, guys, I love you very, very much and I will see you next week.